The first presenter is Talatu Tende, who is going to speak on progress with the African Bird Atlas project in West Africa. So Talatu Tende is a lecturer at APLORI Ornithological Research Institute. She's an ecologist and conservationist, and she's involved in so many conservation and ecological studies in Nigeria as well as in West Africa. And she's one of the leading team NIBAB and African Bird Atlas project team members who are doing an awesome job in West Africa. Dr. Talatu Tende, over to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rinji. And good evening, everyone. So nice to see all the faces I've met before, and then to see the new faces. Is it Itsazo? I don't know how to pronounce the name, so forgive me.
It's Itsazo.
You need to teach me.
Itsazo.
Itsazo.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'll be, but nice to see everyone. Rosie, nice to see you. Good evening, everybody. So I'm going to try to share my screen, and I pray I manage. So I'm going to quickly talk about, let me take it, yep. Yes. So I'll quickly talk about the progress with the West African Bird Atlas project in Nigeria. So of course, the African continent, as we are all very aware, is really richly blessed with diverse habitats, ranging from rainforest to open savanna to dry deserts, with rain variation from the north to the south. And this African continent has a very huge landmass, huge population of people. Unfortunately, bird watching in this part of the world is not something that is common the way it is in Europe. In the whole of Africa, I would say we have less than about 10,000 bird watchers, probably more now, but we don't have as much as we should compared to places like Sweden. Well, the African Bird Atlas project has been established first to map the distribution of African birds and to describe their status with the help of citizen scientists. And with this information, at least we have a better idea about the distribution of birds, and this will aid in their conservation. And of course, the African Bird Atlas project, beyond South African Bird Atlas project, has started several years ago. Now we have former projects running in Nigeria and Kenya, and these are just Bird Atlas projects that are being run by non-experts. It seems to be the first being run by non-experts, and it includes mostly students, nature enthusiasts, and then most of the data are being contributed by members of various bird clubs, especially in Nigerian Bird Atlas project. If we look at the African Bird Atlas project coverage so far, in the whole of Africa, we have about 400,000 pentats, with just, let me say, about 5,000 full protocol coverage so far in the whole of Africa. The West African continent, the West Africa section has approximately about 6.1 million kilometers squared, made up of the obvious physical features are the Sahara Desert and River Niger. The countries that encompass these West African countries, we have Ghana, we have Benin Republic, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, just to mention a few. The Gambia, Ivory Coast, Niger, and so on and so forth. The Nigerian Bird Atlas project was set up in late 2015 with the main aim, as I have said earlier, for the African Bird Atlas project, to be able to update information about bird distribution in Nigeria with the help of citizen scientists. And this project is under APLORI, as we are all, or most of us are fully aware. with technical support from ADU. First of all, when the Nigerian Bird Atlas project was set up, 3 people were, with the 4th person being the driver, we had the responsibility of going around the country. 1 for dedicated atlasing. You can see Uf Otosen, myself, and Dr. Sam. He doesn't look this way now. He looks better. We are expected to create awareness about the project and try to recruit volunteers into the project. And what we try to do, first of all, as our first plan was to go wherever we have our APLORI graduates and try to recruit them into the project, and they will try to recruit other people into the project. So at the onset of the project, if you look at the map, it started late 2015, and in December 2016, this was what the coverage map looked like. And then we had, gradually, we were able to bring in citizen scientists with the help of APLORI graduates scattered all over the country. And this is what the map looked like now in August 2020. So the progress of the Nigerian Bird Atlas so far, in just about 4.5 years, we have over 2,000 pentats that have been covered with over 200 active volunteers, 846 species recorded, and most of our achievements we attribute to the contribution of citizen scientists, members of bird clubs and atlas teams scattered all over the country. Then the next step, we sat and thought, what is the next step? It is very, very vital for just not Nigeria to enjoy going out to birdwatch, collect data, and contribute to this. We felt it was very, very necessary to reach out to more African countries. And we did that by trying to organize workshops in different African countries in West Africa. And then by organizing workshops, immediately we introduced the project, the protocol, and tried to start up Atlas projects as soon as possible by organizing a day of workshop, and then the next day we organize field activities so that people get a feel of the project. And then we try within the different African countries, because the AP Ornithological Research Institute does not only train Nigerian students, but trains students from other parts of West Africa. So in trying to sell this idea to other West African countries, we use our APLORI alumni, and then try also to use, partner and collaborate with conservation organizations within any country that we plan or we go to organize workshop. One of which is Sierra Leone. In June 2019, we organized a workshop that ran on the 5th and 6th of June. With the valuable help of Dr. Hazel, he tried to organize and get collaboration with Conservation Society of Sierra Leone. We had a workshop, a 2-day workshop. The next day we went to the field and tried to let the people learn the Atlas protocol. And what can we say is the progress so far? As we can see from the coverage map, they are trying to take baby steps by organizing outing as often as possible. They have a WhatsApp group in which they put up announcements for outings that they have to go out to enjoy nature and also collect data and upload it to the database. So far, from 2019 to date, they have been able to atlas 11 pentats and 29 cards have been submitted. Then another physical workshop was organized in Liberia around November last year, 27th and 28th of November, with the very valuable help of our alumni, Clara, on ground, with members of the NIBAP team. We had a physical workshop. Now we have to say it is physical because now it's not very easy to have physical meetings. So we had a physical workshop in 2019 in collaboration with Fauna and Flora International and Society for the Conservation of Nature. This workshop was organized. We can see here Clara was trying to, she was making a presentation trying to introduce the project to librarians and also the Atlas protocol. How far have they gone? So far, they have been able to atlas 45 pentats and 133 cards have been submitted. Let me just clarify here that some of these African countries, we have NIBAP members, that is the Nigerian Bird Atlas Project members traveling to some of these countries either for workshop or for project or for maybe they have gone to attend a conference. We seize opportunity to make sure that we atlas wherever we find ourselves when we travel outside our own parts of the world. So these pentas that have been atlas are efforts of the Liberian Atlas Project as well as some members of NIBAP that have been able to visit Liberia to do work at one point or the other. Now, in 2020, we had a Zoom meeting. That was on Tuesday last week. We had a Zoom meeting. Last week, Tuesday, we had a Zoom meeting where in attendance, we have over 50 participants because I was counting as people are coming on. This workshop was planned to take place in May. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it was not possible for us to go there. So we had to organize a Zoom meeting in which Ghana Wildlife Society pioneered this workshop Zoom meeting. And then BirdLife Ghana, University of Cape Coast, several people were brought together and we introduced the project to them and also the Atlas protocol as well as BirdLessa. So far, the progress in Ghana, we have our alumni in Ghana as well. We have several students that finished from here and are very, very enthusiastic. They equally organize outings. They go out on a monthly basis to birdwatch and then invite people. So far, 36 pentats have been atlased and 101 cards submitted. Some of these cards are being submitted by some members of NIBAP that have been to Ghana at some point or the other and several other people. So what is the progress so far in West Africa, I will say? Currently, we have 4 active West African countries. That is Nigeria, we have Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. And then we have contacts ongoing with other African countries. Apart from West African countries, we have contact with places like Uganda and Ethiopia, Cameroon, the Gambia. We want to try and take the train, the Atlas train, to these other African countries so that they can also come on board. And then we have places like Mauritania, Senegal, the Gambia, Mali, and so on and so forth. No Atlas activities in such places. And then there are no Atlas activities and no Atlas project started at all. But if you look at the coverage map, some of these places have cards that have been submitted here and there. These are places that have been visited at one time or the other by some members, some citizen scientists. So few cards have been submitted from such. And in places like Ivory Coast and Guinea Limited. So I can say that in West Africa, currently the active countries are Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. So what do we plan to do next? We are planning to reach out to more African countries outside the West African country to see that Bird Atlas starts up in such. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much. So this is a very wonderful presentation. Well done. Thank you very much. So the floor is now open for questions and comments.
I think it's just amazing what you've achieved in this time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really fantastic. Really, really inspiring, and just seeing how quickly you've grown, and how many other countries and different people are joining in. It's really, really inspiring. So thank you for sharing.
Sure. Hi,
Just type. That's amazing.
okay.
Well done, Talatu and NIBAP as a whole. I think, you know, as I'm sure Sam's going to tell us now about the bird traps. I think what you've achieved at that level is just mind blowing. I know when I was in APLORI quite a few years back, and there was this big meeting to talk about it with all the top brass. I know Phil Hall was part of that meeting, and I'm not saying anything about Phil Hall, but he took me aside afterwards and he said, "Atlasing isn't possible in Nigeria," and I'm delighted that you guys have proved him wrong. And I'd love to see his reaction to this presentation. I think he'd be amazed at what you people have achieved.